Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of JK Phillies, fresh off a three-game sweep where this is about as good as they've looked all season. I would challenge you to find a series where they've looked this good. In this video, we're going to break down everything that was good, but I really want to start with the pitching because the pitching, especially the starting pitching, and for the most part, the bullpen, they had some bad innings there in game two. But tell us a little bit about the pitching there in this series, Sean.
First off, after coming off that absolute stinker of a series for the Reds, this was very refreshing for us to actually perform, not only pitch, but also hit, because our pitching in the last series, it wasn't that bad. However, the offense just disappeared, and it's hard for the pitching to stay perfect when your offense doesn't show up. So I'm not saying the pitching was perfect, but this series, minus game two, of course, because we let Romano get some reps in, and then we forget who we called up and then sent right back down when Alvarado came back. But that's a wash. I'm not worried about that. They were stat padding at that point. But our three left-handers pitching like they're the best three left-handers in the league. Oh, minus Trea, of course. But in the NL, I will say that I have never felt more confident in our three left-handers than what I saw this past series. They absolutely dominated the Mariners, dominated Cal Raleigh, who Big Dumper took a dump this series, didn't do anything. I think Rosarena was all right this series. No one really killed us. It was pretty split even throughout the Mariners lineup. But yeah, the left-handers, all great. Christopher Sanchez with the best pitch in baseball right now. His changeup is unhittable right now. Ranger Suarez returned back to pre-All-Star Ranger Suarez. And Jesus Luzardo was able to pitch well, and even when he did allow the few runners on those few hits, he didn't completely derail from pitching from the stretch. So I have to applaud him for that, because that's what I'm worried about when we go into a 7-game or 5-game series. If he has to pitch, can he pitch from the stretch? And he proved that today.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the exact response you want to see after you hear your ace has a blood clot. And I want to be optimistic. Wouldn't be surprised if you don't see him again this season or in the postseason. So this is what you needed to see. You needed the other guys to step up. We know they're capable of this, but they've all been a little Sanchez hasn't really been shaky, but Suarez and Luzardo have been very shaky recently. You never know what you're going to get out of them.
Right.
Luzardo, funny man, he will give up a 600-foot home run and then strike the side. Like he doesn't make no sense. Starters this series. 19 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, 35 strikeouts between the three starters. Only 2 walks. Them boys were something else. As a team, we won the strikeout difference plus 31. Our pitching had 46 strikeouts this series. We only struck out 15 times.
That is like unheard of for the Phillies too, because what are we, a top 5? Or bottom 3 in K percentage for the season. Like, that is magical that we have plate discipline and our pitchers are striking everyone out and we're playing good defense. So most of us, we won't talk about Castellanos on a couple of those.
No, Casty been the one. I don't know. Also, the other stat I just saw, first time 3 starters had 3 straight 10 strikeout games in Phillies history since they said the mound was moved back in like 1897 or something. That's like insane. That. So just all-time pitching performance this weekend from the Phillies. But that makes me want to segue into the other side of the ball, because we don't want to forget about that offense, because damn, even if the pitching wasn't on this series, we still might have got a sweep the way they were swinging them bats.
Right. Yeah, for one, 3 people we want to highlight: JT, Trea Turner, and Bryson Stott. Bryson Stott, ever since he had his child, has been absolutely mashing. But it's kind of hard to pick out who like the top stars are. I mean, Trea Turner probably number 1, but Bryson and JT have been absolutely on fire. The middle of the lineup is finally hitting, and even when Stott was at the bottom, turning that over to Trea Turner, it's been nothing but like magical. JT in the past 7 days, slash line 381, 435, 714 with a 1149 OPS, 2 homers and 4 RBIs. And if you go to his 30-day stats, even better, 307, 351, 500 with 4 home runs and 11 RBIs in the past 30 days. He is absolutely looking like he is once again one of the best catchers in baseball. He doesn't look sluggish. He's hitting no doubters. He's running the bases well. Love that for the middle of our lineup.
Absolutely. I made a joke a couple weeks ago. I can't remember who gave it up, but I was like, you really giving up no doubt home runs to JT Realmuto in 2025? I think he's hit 3 no doubt home runs since I said that. Like he is hitting absolute moonshots. He reminds you of JT from 2-3 years ago.
Right.
Because I try to hamper expectations. He is a catcher at the end of the day. Anything you get past a certain level offensively from a catcher is a plus.
Right.
He's starting to get back to that. He's also, I believe he has the best pop time in baseball this year. I'm almost certain I saw that yesterday because him and Marchand are the only teammates both in the top 10 for pop time this year. Both of them have been very good defensively. Marchand doesn't really give you anything offensively. So now with JT resurgent, it's nice. It's got that old feeling, man. It's great to see this team step up right after the Wheeler news because they very much just could have got deflated. Damn, our ace is down. We're starting to deal with injuries. Like they could have really let that kill that momentum. Instead, they went on probably the best 3-game offensive stretch they have all year.
Yeah, and the big thing is keeping that up though, and not letting, because we have a habit of having a great offensive performance and then just absolutely just no showing for the next 1 game or even 2 games. So hopefully that does motivate them. I do want to pose a question, though. I did see that earlier, is that if JT continues this, which would make it easier, but do you re-sign JT to a long-term extension, or what do we do with him?
Long-term's tough for me because he's 34.
Right.
Do you want to give him a 5-year contract where he's tied up until 39? I don't know. If he wants to take like a 2-3 year deal with maybe a team option on that 4th year, I'd like that. I'd be a little hesitant. I start getting flashbacks of the Phillies when it was over after the core team, Howard, Utley, and Rollins got old, and then they went out and they re-signed all 3 of them guys. And then you had 3 guys who deserved contracts because they were World Series champions, but it led to some dark days of Phillies baseball.
Yeah, we don't want to repeat that, but it is a good question just to pose because since he has been much better in July and August, it's something to think about. I'm sure we re-sign him because also they want him probably to mentor Marchand, or if we get someone from free agency, I just don't see, like, the catcher position isn't really deep in this league. So I think we are good with, like, at least he's giving you positives on defense, even if his offense is slipping. So I think we should stick with him, give him that extension. Not make him like a top 3 paid catcher, but give him something for his time in Philly. He's done well for us.
Absolutely. And like I said, I think I had to hamper expectations with him for a little bit because for so long he was so easily the best catcher in baseball that it was like, even though he's taken a step back, that's still a guy I want on my team out there calling games behind the plate.
Right.
In other news, I got 2 players to highlight. One has been one of the hottest players I've seen all season. He is on absolute fire, and one man just can't get right. Let's start with the negative a little bit. Man, the only dude out in that bullpen really, really struggling right now, because I believe they sent Lazar down, is, man, Jordan Romano just cannot get himself right. There's some advanced stats that say he's been bad this year, but not quite as bad as his ERA suggests. But from the eye test, he's been absolutely horrendous. I'm tired of seeing him on the field. I tried to remain positive about him and give him chances, but this man has almost an 8 ERA. Not an 8 ERA where, like, you get shelled that first relief appearance and then, like, you're just kind of chiseling away at it as the season goes on. This man has had a full workload season of innings, and he has almost an 8 ERA.
I think what was the stat said that he's given up as many home runs as Christopher Sanchez the whole season, and Christopher's at 160 innings pitched now. Romano's at about 40 to 50. That can't happen. I saw a stat earlier when it was talking about his ERA back in May. Our kids are gonna ask us about May Jordan Romano when he had like a 2.18 ERA, and then it just balloons up to the 6 and 7s, and yeah, he had it figured out for a while. I did see improvement at one point. However, I think it's just getting to him mentally. He's throwing meatballs. His body language sucks, and he's just not confident out there. So hopefully these next 2 months, we can get him some work, maybe not in higher leverage yet, but in at least some blowouts. See if he can come and get a 1, 2, 3 inning, get his confidence up so he can be somewhat reliable when we get to the postseason. I don't want him to be completely useless. You don't want to put him in high leverage. However, at least be an option in like a medium to low leverage, like, hey, a bridge if it's a bullpen game or we are in a blowout and it's like, all right, just don't allow 7 runs when we're up by 9.
Yes, and I think that's the only time you see him in the postseason. But as amazing as it is that we got Alvarado back today, he won't be there. Mm-hmm. Robertson, amazing, but he's a 40-year-old relief pitcher. I get worried. It's one of those things where we see relief pitchers all the time, 5 or 6 appearances, and they're not giving up a run, and then all of a sudden just the hell's gates break open, and they're giving up 2, 3 runs every time they step on the mound. I hope that doesn't happen. That's very pessimistic of me, but you got to think about these things. There might be a situation where you need him to pitch in the postseason. Mm-hmm. I pray the postseason's going so well that doesn't, but let's be realistic. There might be a game we're going to need him in there.
Because Kirkering's been amazing for us this season. When Kirkering and Matt Strom aren't pitching like they're our 2 best relievers, we're going to have to fall. We can't wear their arms out like Alvarado in the World Series, and we used them like damn near 20 times during that playoff run, and they get burned out. We don't want that to happen. We want to spread the workload. And I'm optimistic that our starting pitching can help carry the workload in innings-wise, so that way we don't have to rely on our relievers. However, there's going to be 1 or 2 games during the postseason where your starter just doesn't have it, whether it's Jesus Luzardo not being able to pitch from the stretch. Christopher Sanchez doesn't look like it, but he could have a stinker, in the playoffs. And then hopefully postseason Aaron Nola shows up where he has not disappointed us in the postseason. He gets it figured out for this next 2 months, so that way he can eat up those innings like he usually does, and we don't have to rely on Robinson or Lazar or Joe Ross. I don't want to see Joe Ross up there anymore. So, yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Well, on the other end of the spectrum, let's talk a little bit about the hottest hitter in baseball, Trea Turner. We talk about throwing beach balls up there. Everybody's throwing beach balls to him right now. There's no pitch he doesn't see that he doesn't think he can hit. What are your thoughts on Trea?
Well, they said today that today was his 3rd game with 4 hits recently. Today he went 5 for 6. That triple that he hit on his first hit, the wheels on him to get a triple in Citizens Bank Park without hitting it off of Monty's corner. Amazing hustle, and it just shows like he is now playing like he is once again a top 3 shortstop in the league. A couple years ago when he went on that like the 11-game streak of like power hitting home runs after he had his first child, that was amazing. This is still amazing too. He doesn't have the pop or the slugging that he had a few years ago when he was younger, but this hitting 5 for 6, stealing a couple bases, that's what I wanted to see for Trea. I know the second one was kind of like a wash, like they kind of let him steal that, but seeing him at least run the bases to have the pitcher at least worried about him stealing. And then for the past 7 days, he is just on fire right now. The past 7 days or 7 games, 34 at bats, like you said, 21 hits, only 1 home run with 7 RBIs, a walk, only striking out 3 times. He's not chasing as much. Slash line 618, 639, and 824. I can't say anything better about Trea Turner right now. He is carrying the Phillies right now and carrying my fantasy right now. I think for the future, just to touch a little bit on the Kepler thing, having Martian left, Bader in center, and Kepler in right, I think that gives us the best chances to win and hit our offense to stay more consistent, especially in the outfield. So, yeah, definitely maybe give Cassidy some time off. I know they gave him a rare day off about a few games ago, but he just doesn't have it right now. And especially if Alec Boehm continues to be the third baseman we know that he came back. Shout out to Alec Boehm coming back and producing right away. Cassidy's going to have to find his touch this next few months, or I can see him coming off the bench, or maybe they might platoon Castellanos and Kepler in right field. But if Kepler starts hitting and producing the way he is right now lately, Cassidy might find himself on the bench.
Yeah. He sat 3 times in the past 11 games, which is a very telling thing. It takes Thompson hope in these veterans, and even Rob's getting to the point where, damn, I can't even justify running you out there right now, Castellanos.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I don't really got anything else. It was a great series. Hopefully they don't turn around this next series and then just kill all the momentum. But that's our Phillies. They like to be up and down like that. You got anything else before we let them go?
No, hopefully this next series coming up is good. I'm trying to look up what the schedule is. The next pitching is because we play Washington. We got Taiwan Walker up on a couple days from now. Taiwan has been really good. I want to give a shout out to him. Not pitching worth the $80 million, but then again, he's not like your typical 10 strikeout pitcher. He's going to go out there and give you soft contact, ground balls, and soft pop-ups and stuff like that. So he's been having a really good season. I don't know if we re-sign him, but some team out there, based on this season, will give him a chance, saying, hey, your first 3 years with the Phillies weren't that good. However, or your second and third year weren't very good with the Phillies, but your last year you definitely showed that you have the ability to be a solid pitcher. You're not going to get $8 million, but you're going to get something.
Yeah, him getting any type of contract after them last week with us, I'm sure will be a plus for him. There's no way we bring him back, even though he had a decent year, unless he comes to the team like, hey, I really want to play here. Give me $1 million and I'll play. I can't see us bringing him back.
Mm-hmm.
What I really just need to see from this next series, man, I need Nola, please, man. I need Nola, man. Them first 2 innings, I had some hope when he came back, and then that third inning started, and I was like, okay, maybe you're not better and ready to come back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have faith in Nola, though. Like, he wasn't healthy. We gave him some time off. I think he finds it. It's always that third or fourth inning where I worry about Nola. And once he gets past that third and fourth inning, usually he's good when he's not throwing meatballs. I don't know what it is about the second time throughout the lineup, but he struggles with that mightily the past few seasons. But again, once postseason comes around, because I can see us running away with this division, I think we'll be confident running Sanchez, Nola, Ranger, hopefully Wheeler's back, but just trying to stay more on the realistic side. Probably won't see him unless we make a deep playoff run.
Absolutely. And that's all I got for him today. This was one of the easier podcast videos I've ever made because it was nothing but positiveness. I barely even wanted to bring up Romano because I was like, why even let it rain at all on this beautiful day? But that's all the time we got for him today. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you guys on the next episode.
Go Phils!
Thank you guys for watching another episode of JK Philly. Make sure you stay tuned by subscribing to the channel.